This should be an
So
interesting
happy.
one.
Anytime Haz is involved, it's going to be interesting, in my opinion.
Alright, so this guy spawning in the bottom left-hand side of the map, playing for Team Root, the streamer. It is SuperNova, streamer and mech guy, if you had to sum him up.
Sounds about right. And in the top right, our Taiwanese Red Pro player has... Is it Haas or Has? I always say Has.
It's different for everyone. I think I've always said... Who knows? I think I've always referred to him as Has or Haas. I don't know. It changes. Any day you ask me, it'll be different. We know his name. So
we do. We know what he's capable of. Although, cheesing the cheeser, SuperNova, throwing at that proxy barracks.
Look at this.
Oh, goodbye, proxy barracks.
Oh, rest in peace. Wait, Haas was planning on building a... Look at that. He throws up the GG sticker. Oh,
which SuperNova can't see. That was for us. That was for our benefit entirely right there.
That was for us entirely. What a legend. Now, I mean, sometimes Terrans can dance. Oh, but look at this. He throws up a pylon. What's that for? Is it to block the SCV popping out the other side or something?
It can't stop the SCV from going over there.
I don't think so. SuperNova, it's actually going to make a little bit of a pocket. He cancels it. Okay. Oh my god. Is it going to finish?
No. No.
SuperNova does have another SCV coming out, though. But, yeah, this barracks is here to stay, because, I mean, it's not like he can lift it up with this probe around or swap it onto an add-on or anything, or start a factory, for that matter, here.
Yeah, it's going to finish now, but it did delay it. It did require another SCV to come on out. There's a Reaper in production. What do you throw down here with that pylon? He doesn't have a forge at all.
I think it's just a scout.
Just to see what comes out.
It's just a Has thing.
Just a cheeky little pylon. Hey, I know you're here. I'm watching you.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm watching you.
He'll see the Reaper come out. SuperNova forced to start the factory back at home. That's really the only follow-up you can do. And Haas, look at this. He's just gone for that Cyber course, and now he's going to have a Reaper coming out. SuperNova is going to probably be forced to go into a Cyclone in order to deal with this. But he did get out that Reaper, so he will be able to shark around, see what Has is going for him. If he scouts the Stargate, that'd be nice. But Stalker gonna shut him down there.
Yeah, no scout for you. No probe kills for you. Stalker means that you go home. Now, Barracks floating on home as well. Nothing else coming out of that for SuperNova for the time being. Probe has some shenanigans in mind. There's the pylon.
Apparently the one he already built out on the map wasn't enough for him, as SuperNova knows where that one is. But now, what's he going to use that for? Like warping in Stalkers, if I had to guess? Because he's going to have the Stargate, so maybe like Oracle Stalker and then push in?
I suppose. I can't think of what else it'd be for other than, yeah, just a warp in position.
I mean, SuperNova is on one base. But he is actually probably going for the worst thing to defend against this. He's going into mines. Haas doesn't know that just yet. But did he? No, he didn't see the starport as well, which is really important. Because for all Haas knows, it could be Cyclones.
Yeah, totally. So he's not quite sure what's coming out of there, but it is Widowmine. Phoenix production has begun. There's no extra gateway over there at that forward pylon that he's thrown down, so I'm not sure if it's going to be a warp-in. It's going to be a slow warp-in.
Oh, look at this. SuperNova is swapping over to the tech lab as well. So it looks like he's going to be going for this mine drop and then maybe a cloaked Banshee. Yeah, this is going to be a cloaked Banshee.
Excellent.
Landing the barracks, swapping over, so I guess a siege tank. But Phoenix actually finds this. Second time we've seen this today. Mines are just forced to unload there to defend their medivac. SuperNova. Yeah, there's now two Phoenix. This is actually huge for Haas. Lifts up one of the mines. Oh, other one not quite gonna detonate. SuperNova. He's trying to babysit these mines. He's like a mother duck.
Trying to keep the chicks alive. Phoenix say, fine. You just want to play. Let's come in and see what we can lift and kill. A lot of things, apparently.
Yeah, SuperNova just flying on out. Cloaked Banshee versus Phoenix. Not the best. Well,
no, robotics facility is already done for Haz, too, so he can have observers out fairly soon anyway.
I guess Haas canceled his Oracle because he was making one at some point, unless I'm mistaken. But
yeah, looks like he canceled.
Went straight into Phoenix. But the shield battery now starting, but SuperNova, he is getting in with this medivac. Gonna burrow two of the mines. Only two of them made it there. One of them not gonna get their shot off. He can always keep reburrowing that for now, but gonna have to detonate that. So only two probes will lose the medivac. Very nicely done there.
No, Medevac might actually make it out unless the Phoenix chase it down, which they are.
Probe's gonna see it, yeah. Haas right on the tail there. Now, I mean, SuperNova, he's just, I mean, he's secured as natural. And, I mean, looking at this, he's denied a fair bit of mining. There's now an observer popping out, so this Banshee will go down with the shield battery, but SuperNova, he is on 2 bases, so is Haas. Haas has a robo tech-wise in the Stargate, but nothing that's really screaming the end for SuperNova, because he's in a very defensive situation. He's getting up missile turrets at all his bases. He's got a tank, he's got a bunker, so he's got
two tanks.
Yeah, that's twice as good.
Yeah. 100% increase. Wait, 200% increase? I forget how that works.
It's 100%. That's always a tough one.
Yeah, math is not the strong suit, especially on stream.
Oh, exactly. Now we'll see. Phoenix moving in. They may actually run into these 2 mines here. Now, it's always a question: do you bury 2 mines in a situation like this? Because the Phoenix will survive and they can lift them up. But oh, there goes 2 of the Phoenix. Let's see. There we go. They're now going to lift up the mines. But I guess it's a worthwhile trade: 2 mines for 2 Phoenix.
Oh, yeah, 100% worth it for SuperNova.
And mines build faster than anything. But look at this. SuperNova, he's going to be playing mech. 2 factories, and this is why I was excited to see this match. But I was also skeptical at the same time. I thought, can you play mech versus Haas? You may be able to, because, I mean, SuperNova, he's sort of been forced to be defensive, so I guess why not play mech? But here comes in a Warp Prism. It's actually got an Immortal and 2 Stalkers in. Now, there's no stim to be cancelled since it is mech, but, I mean, tanks versus an Immortal that's going to be able to micro in this Warp Prism. This could be pretty rough for SuperNova to clean up. Zealots are going to be warping in here as well. I mean, the tanks can get set up, but SCVs are forced to be pulled here. SuperNova going to use the Medivac to micro these units, which is very important, but these tanks now getting lifted up. SCVs given the hug, but most of the Marines have gone down. It's like literally just tanks versus this.
And they do it. All 3 tanks live. Check that action out.
They do.
Not a tank dive.
Nervous them hanging around there, though. I want to see those guys get repaired immediately.
Repairing's for lesser wimps. Pros don't repair.
The Immortal's coming back. It's got, I mean, it knows. It knows there's injured tanks and it wants them. Oh god, this is making me so nervous. These tanks, please, SuperNova, repair the tanks. Banshee randomly flies in, goes down, trades for a Phoenix, but I mean, SuperNova back at his side of the map, he is on 3 CCs. So he's dropping a lot of mules. Eventually he's going to be able to float that over. And I mean, Haas, he's really just starting to saturate his base. So economy-wise, SuperNova is not in the worst situation. There's going to eventually be a large gateway charge attack, but charge is just starting up, or would most likely be a charge gateway attack based on the fact that Haas is going up to 9 gates.
Yeah, off of these 3 bases for sure. Charge is on the way. +1/+1's on the way. Hey, look, repair.
Thank God.
SuperNova's like, fine, LaughNgamez. Here you go.
It's just Immortals. They're just so good versus tanks.
Yes, they are. But tanks don't even have that many kills. It's like 1 kill. This guy's got 0.
Well, I guess it was only like, it was like 2 Stalkers, an Immortal, and 3 Zealots.
Yeah, kind of had to split the kills up. There weren't many to go around.
Yeah, exactly.
Had to share.
Maybe 1 Marine has them all, for all we know.
Maybe.
But, yeah.
I really like the skin that SuperNova is rolling with today. The tanks look beefy. The Reapers look beefy. Even the SCVs kind of look a little extra tanky.
Yeah, this is one of the new skins. Which skin is it?
Yeah. I don't know. I can't remember. I can't get the name straight.
It's the Emojin, I think. Okay, now Haas is going to be coming in with this big attack, but 2 Liberators getting set up is actually so important. If you're a Terran that plays mech, I guarantee you've died to attacks like this dozens of times. Hellion run-by for SuperNova is actually going to force Haas to recall, divide his attention a little bit. I mean, the shield battery will help out. I mean, these Hellions not getting anything done. But SuperNova, he is set up pretty well defensively, getting up the bunker at the front, getting up a few Hellbats, which will help tremendously versus Zealots, but this is still going to be a scary attack. And SuperNova now knows it's coming, so he's got to focus 100% on defending this. 2 more Liberators are going to be popping out, and that really is Haas's weak point. I mean, all but 1 of the Phoenix died. There's only Archons here. Oh, a Zealot run-by.
Yeah, Zealot attempted run-by. They've got charge, so they're zippy. But the Hellbats should be able to clean this out. A couple SCVs going down, but really not that bad.
Haas got Immortals in the Prism, maybe looking for a tank or 2. We'll see. But there's a lot of Liberators as well, so I mean, SuperNova looks like he's going to be pretty comfortable on these bases. Viking is going to shoo away the Prism. I mean, not going to get it, but still, I mean, Haas's attack, it's not really happening.
No, it's being shut down pretty much as well as an attack can be from a Protoss as good as Has is. He's working on +2/+2. He's getting additional gateways. Going for a 4th base here as well. Try to keep up on economy compared to SuperNova. SuperNova is making a battle cruiser, guys.
I was just about to say battle cruisers. I mean, he's only on 2 factories, but or 2 starports that can make them. But I mean, 2 battle cruisers is better than no battle cruisers, in my opinion. And I mean, SuperNova is a player. He's a guy who plays a lot of mech versus Protoss, and versus late game Protoss, I mean, he does make battle cruisers work. Now Haas on the other chance, I mean, he's already sort of anticipating this, getting up a fleet beacon, getting up another starport, or Stargate, pardon me, and yeah, so we'll just have to see how this is going to develop, but I don't think Haas will be unscathed by these battle cruisers.
Well, he is working on a fleet beacon. I have to imagine Tempest production's on the way for him. And Tempest just absolutely wreck battle cruisers from distance. I mean, Yamato Cannon hurts for sure, but that bonus damage versus flying massive stuff really makes Broodlords and battle cruisers and carriers think twice about engaging into a Tempest army.
Oh, for sure. Now, the thing is, SuperNova is not going to try and max out here. He's gonna, well, if he does max out, it's not going to be his aim. It's not like he wants to get up to 200 battle cruisers and Turtle. He's going to be active with these on the map. I wouldn't be surprised if he sends them, say, to the right or to the left and goes to look for a base that he can harass, and then he's just going to use tactical jump to escape. It's basically free damage as long as you micro them. And there's nothing that a Protoss can do. I mean, these BCs, they can maybe Yamato Cannon or Archon if he likes, or these Tempest are coming out in low numbers. 2 Yamato Cannons, pop, pop, there goes the Tempest, and it's tremendous damage for the Terran, so we'll see.
Yeah, effectively free damage. That forward pylon finally dies 12 minutes into the game. It's been there for a while. But Mothership on the way here from Has. He's double pumping Tempest. He has two already, soon to be 4. Working on +3 attack for his ground units and +1 shields and blink. He's just all over the place on that production tab. Meanwhile, SuperNova getting advanced ballistics range for his Liberator attacks, getting +2 air weapons and plus, is that plus? Yeah, that's +2 ship plating.
Yeah,
coming up too. So these are going to be upgraded battle cruisers, man.
Yeah, he's really focusing on them, not going for the ground weapons. I mean, some Zealots are going to be doing some good damage here. So SuperNova will have to clean that up, but his BCs are going to be beefy Cs with all these upgrades. So now good harassment by Haas getting into the main base actually forces the battle cruisers to blink back to deal with this thing. Yamato Cannon the War Prism, but SuperNova is still going to take some damage here. A command center goes down that was building. So Haas getting some damage done.
Yeah, he's going after SCVs, trying to get these tanks. But Blue Flame Hellbats just having a great time with these Zealots. Goodbye, boys. Thanks for showing up. The attack at the front here, too, Has trying to get into that 3rd base, but really forcing those BCs to go home was a huge deal.
Yamato Cannon's going to pop off one of these Tempests. Oh, actually doesn't hit any of them. Well, he
goes 1 and 1. Yeah.
They'll be weaker later on now, so still, they'll always just be 1 Yamato Cannon away from death. But, this is going to be interesting. Now there's more Tempest for Haas. So the situation in which it goes really well for Haas is if he manages to start chipping away on SuperNova, retreating, not because the way that battle cruisers deal with Tempest is, say, by tactical jumping on top of them, or just taking a very sudden engagement. So Haas needs to be passive with his Tempest while chipping away SuperNova. We'll see if he's able to do that, as he is moving out.
Yeah, he's moving out. Same time the battle cruiser's moving out that bottom section of the map. Again, doing that slow walk up so they can tactical jump home when they get into trouble. But I think, once again, they're going to be called home to defend the homeland before they can do much on the other side of the map.
If it'll be a counterattack, they're taking the really long way around. So we'll see. I mean, Haas may just be the player who retreats here. And that would work out very well for SuperNova, getting damage while pulling Haas out of position. So we'll see. I mean, these BCs, they're making a beeline towards this Nexus now.
Oh, and there's nothing there.
Moving on in. There's a lot of, there's planetary, there's liberators, there's missile turrets getting up, so it's going to be tough for Haas to push in. Now he's taking damage at this base. We'll see if he just recalls or something along those lines.
Yeah, cannon down very quickly. Probe's just getting absolutely massacred here. 11, 12, 13 kills.
Recalls.
He does.
BCs, they can just Yamato Cannon down the Nexus and blink out.
Got it. And here's the tactical jump.
Boom.
Oh. Surgical. Beautiful.
It is. Now, Haas, he does have plenty of more Nexus on the way, so it's not like that was a critical blow to his economy, but you never want to be losing Nexus. As SuperNova, I mean, he's going to start splitting up the BCs. He's got another sort of, I guess, fleet moving out, or a smaller squadron. I don't know what the term is, but he's going to be hitting multiple places with these BCs and trying to pull the Protoss out of position. Hellion Runby going to move in. Haas will intercept that, but looks like some probes will be going down to it.
Yep, the blue flame, real good stuff. Look at the probes body blocking with sacrificing their own lives so the Hellions will die, right? Escaping there. That was some sacrifice.
It's so sad seeing anything that probes try to do versus Hellions. You just know it's not going to work out no matter what they do.
They try their best.
They certainly do. Now SuperNova also making Widow Mines. They're actually surprisingly good versus Tempest. They can just run underneath the army unless the Protoss has Storm. Now, SuperNova, he's also harassing this Nexus. Not going to get it, though. Did a fair bit of damage to it, but he's waiting on that tactical jump to finish up before he moves on in.
Yeah, a bunch of Stalkers and a couple Archons here. That is not a good army for that Battlecruiser army to engage in. One goes down before it can jump out in the top here. In the north and the south, we're still fighting.
Gets an Archon. Good trades for SuperNova, for sure.
And everybody gets out.
Now, when the battlecruisers are on cooldown, this is when Haas can move into attack, but he's not doing that just yet, I guess. Maybe just really solidifying, focusing on defending his bases. A lot of cannons going up, which is nice to see. Now, we'll see, though. This game, I feel like, can still really go either way. This is what I was hoping for when I heard these guys were going to be playing each other. This is just awesome.
Yeah, so far so good. Haz has been expanding like crazy. I mean, I know he has the reputation of being a cheesy player, but his macro style is also incredibly impressive. As we can see him just getting Nexuses all across the map here. Sure, he's losing stuff. Sure, he's taking hits from this Battlecruiser harass, but he can just replace the Nexus because he has 2,000 minerals in the bank. Losing one is not going to kill him by any stretch.
Yeah, even getting up more gateways so he's prepared to remax if he ever needs to. I'd maybe like to see a few more Stargates so if he loses his fleet, he can replace it quicker. And I mean, he's got the money, but he's also getting into all of his upgrades, 4 upgrades researching at once. And SuperNova, though, he is securing his 5th base. So, I mean, these guys are looking to go long. And you said Haas has a big bank. SuperNova's now passing 5k minerals. All right, Stalker's getting shown the door. They try and poke in. But this
too many tanks.
Just crazy. I honestly don't know who's really ahead or who's gonna take it. These battlecruisers moving up could pose a bit of a threat for Haas.
Yeah, they look so good too. They just feel like they do more damage than regular battlecruisers. True. But yeah, coming right on in. There are some cannons trying to deal with this, but these are fully upgraded battlecruisers, LaughNgamez. They do not care about your cannons.
Well, you're gonna weaken one of them. But recall from Haas. Oh, actually gets a BC, which is nice. Oh, one Yamato cannon goes down, but still, getting a battlecruiser, those are expensive. They cost as much as a command center.
They are expensive, but they can be repaired up quite nicely. SuperNova has a huge bank. He's not too much worried about that. I wonder if Haz's plan, or SuperNova's plan, is to Yamato cannon all of the Tempests of Haz, so they're all wounded and weakened, and then a huge engagement happens. He Yamatos each one of them, they all die, and then suddenly he's in a great spot.
That would actually be so sick if that's really what he's playing for.
Because look at how many of these are hurt.
Yeah, there's like 3 or 4 of them, which is very significant. I mean,
and he hasn't killed a single one. He could have killed a Tempest by now, and I don't think he's choosing to.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, SCV's also moving up for SuperNova. They're off to their happy place, I guess. Gonna fight this pylon, full surround on it too. But yeah, I mean, SuperNova really wants that bigger, better, scarier army. That's why he's sacking those SCVs. I mean, both these guys are almost on 80 workers. SuperNova will actually kill that pylon, by the way.
Yeah.
Oh, look at that Yamato cannon going down. Oh, he loses a battlecruiser, but he picks off like 2 Tempests there. These BCs on the bottom right for SuperNova are sharking around.
Oh, also the natural base of Haz is under attack here too. He did almost miss this big battle.
Yeah, that's an important one. I mean, the SCVs are trying. I don't think they did too bad for themselves there. The fact that Haas had to deal with that is a victory for SuperNova.
That's right. Distract him from something else. So he's down to 66 SCVs by design, making 3 more battlecruisers working on +2 attack for his ground mech units and healing up all of his battle cruisers. Resources lost at this point are about 13,700 for Haz compared to, let's say, 10,000 for SuperNova. So far, winning that battle is our team from Root Gaming.
Yeah, and sacking SCVs, as you said, is by design for SuperNova, and it looks like he's moving to secure a bottom base, but eventually he may even want to lose more because he doesn't really need to be mining minerals with SCVs at this point. He's got so many orbital commands. He's gotten, how many orbitals? He's got 10. So that's pretty much the mineral increment and tons of scans, so he's pretty well set up there. But now this is where Haas is really starting to poke SuperNova. This is where it could get tough for him, but we'll see. I mean, there's 11 BCs versus 8 Tempest. I mean, now there's 12 BCs, so that's 6 dead Tempest with Yamato cannon going down, and then there's mines and everything else, so we'll see. But SuperNova is just opting to pull Haas out of position once again. He says, yeah, kill off a few turrets, they're there to buy time. He's actually just going to happily move out and trade from the looks of it, or he's just not dealing with it for now. Eventually we'll see a big engagement, but that time is not yet.
No, both players are content to just kind of edge around the periphery here. Just taking out small groups of units here, killing a Nexus here and there, poking in on missile turrets. Another battlecruiser army. I thought they were almost heading for that bottom right-hand corner and that Nexus to kill it again, but Haz is sitting on 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 8 bases, 8 Nexuses right now,
he's
which
every base, which is rightfully his, and one more because he's taken the bottom right too. So yeah, wow. Now, I mean, this is where Haz is really going to excel here, sniping down these battle cruisers. He's got enough Tempest to one-volley them if he gets it off. He's getting some Yamato cannons. Haz actually flew a little bit too close to the sun because so many Yamato cannons going down. These connections shouldn't be happening for Haas. SuperNova also still has Blink on these. He's actually just going to Blink in front of the army there, and Haas is going to have to take an awkward retreat, but look at how many Stalkers are warping in, but so many mines running underneath right now. They're going to be able to burrow and just deal so much damage.
Anti-armor missile catching his own units a little bit there. The Widow Mines destroy the Stalker base.
Oh my god, but SuperNova, he's actually lost almost all of the BCs. There's 2 Tempests still alive, the mines go down, but that was an expensive loss for both these guys. OMG, says SuperNova.
It all came down to that. How else are you supposed
to react to that? I mean, 21 Zealots on the way for Haas.
Woo! And these are, yes, fully upgraded Zealots. 3, 3, 3. Thank you very much.
5 battle cruisers at a time, but Haas doesn't care. He says, hello, here are the Zealots. Now,
where are the Hellbats? There were some Hellbats.
SuperNova. Mine's gonna burrow, deal some damage, but this planetary's in for rough days. But I mean, there's only so many Stalkers.
Doing its best.
Yeah, it's trying to hold. I mean, it does have the building armor upgrade, or it did. But yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I think this worked. I mean, SuperNova, he's really down on resources lost now. He was ahead before that fight, and so he really took a lot more losses this battle. Now,
yeah, that was massive for him.
But Haas is feeling for it.
15.
He did invest a lot into this. I mean, making 21 Zealots, that's 2.1k minerals, and so many Stalkers as well. I think he made 21 as well. But here comes SuperNova. He's going to get some Yamato cannons off on Stalkers. Tempests are still dealing a lot of damage, though. SuperNova, he's going to have a tough time taking those out. The Planetary's standing strong, though.
Yeah, he's holding.
Haas is building another 7 gateways, by the way.
That's interesting.
He's going up to 28 gates. He doesn't want to play Tempest. He says, I'm just going to overwhelm you with this many units because he's got 10k gas and 7k minerals. SuperNova has a pretty decent bank still, all things considered, how much he's lost. But Haas has the economy. He's mining from he's mining from every base, pretty much. Like, he's taken the top, bottom right, he's taken the top left, so he can afford to not be 100% efficient. And we'll see. I mean, SuperNova is trying to get up to these BCs again, but so many Stalkers are here.
Yeah, and he's down to about 1,000 minerals and 1,000 gas. His bank is embarrassing right now.
Yeah, compared to Haas's. Haas tries to bait out some mines there, but he does eat some hits. I mean, there's a lot of battle cruisers here, and I mean, maxed out BCs does win out versus maxed out Stalkers, particularly if mines get underneath the army there and complicate things. But we'll see. I mean, Haas, if he takes, like, say, a big engagement here, cleans the BCs again, SuperNova won't be able to remax them.
Yeah, I'm really surprised that Haz isn't getting up to a maxed out army as the blink is in. 1 BC down.
Lots of Yamato cannons, though. I believe that was... Did another BC die?
Yeah, another one died.
So 2 BCs died in that fight. I think that was decent for SuperNova, but resources lost. If we look at it, Haas is still ahead, and SuperNova, look at this, Haas is taking the base to the right. He says, I want them all.
Not gonna happen, but I admire the effort for sure. Army's still pushing on this left side, just stutter stepping in with Stalkers and Immortals and Tempest. Liberators in the sky, trying to set up zones of denial, but the Tempest should deal with them no problem. That said, it does push Haz away as SuperNova pushes into the bottom right-hand corner.
SuperNova's pushing in. He has not many Yamatos, but he is able to engage this army, so this is pretty good for SuperNova. The Tempests are still dealing a lot of damage, and he does retreat, but a pretty good fight for him there, but he still hasn't re-secured this base in the right, and he will need that soon because his economy is dropping, and better yet, he needs to clear either the top left or the top right base. He needs to do some damage to Haas's economy because, I mean, this bank, it's literally getting bigger, and Haas is maxed out, so Haas has 100 workers. 106.
Yeah, he could lose his whole army and get it back up pretty quickly.
Yeah. This is just ridiculous. I mean, I've never seen a Protoss deal with mech just this way, but Haas really has been given the freedom here. These Stalkers could be in for it. Widowmine's going to detonate. They do blink.
Oh, the blink!
Mines are going to burrow, though, and they're going to get some nice shots. A few Stalkers make it in there, but they're going to be able to get some trades. Some tanks popping out for SuperNova, but Haas is going to get those too, and that's resources lost. Nicely done for the time when he's Protoss. I mean, he can take less efficient trades, but even some of those I think were efficient. Resources lost is pretty much even at this point. But SuperNova, he does need another base. Like, drastically, because he's really starting to mine out here.
I really don't know where he's going to get it, though, LaughNgamez. The army is sitting up in the one spot.
That's free to him.
Yeah, and the army is camped right outside. Haz knows as soon as anything tries to go down there, he's going to try to take it out.
Supply, though.
Yeah?
I mean, the battle cruisers, like I said, I mean, a big mech army can still beat out a Protoss army, a Protoss gateway army at least. And that's what Haas is really sticking on. 13 Stalkers. Time for the probe attack to return the favor from earlier on. Kamikaze probes detonating mines on SuperNova's units, but look at that. Haas did sack 21 probes there. He figures he needs a bigger army. The BCs for SuperNova are sharking about. Now, there's a lot of Stalkers and things, though, so we'll see. I mean, I think that's enough Stalkers to one volley down a battlecruiser, so SuperNova really needs to be on point with his control for them. Tanks firing away on some Stalkers, but, I mean, SuperNova, he needs to secure this base, and the Tempest count is growing once again.
Incredible. 2 more on the way, plus 3 vehicle weapons coming on in here, too, for SuperNova.
Yeah, I mean, he needs SuperNova. I mean, the bases in the bottom right are really getting to the point in which Haas is... He's really getting efficiency off him. It's going to come to the point in which if SuperNova wants to play the efficiency game, in which he'll need to kill off both of them and take them both somehow. But it really shows how he needs to deal some damage to Haas. Widowmines, they're going to blow up on some of these Stalkers, tanks in position. So, I mean, Haas really is trading not too efficiently here as these mines are going to start to detonate on this army. But, I mean, this is still... I mean, Haas is just dealing damage to SuperNova, but SuperNova has secured this base in the bottom right to some degree here. Tempests are parked outside it, which is never a good sign, but even just mining off it is important for SuperNova at this point, because Haas has passed the 10k money mark on both fronts in minerals and gas. He's dealing damage in the main base of SuperNova. These mines need to burrow and deal with this, but both these guys are busy on this front as well. Yamato cannons have gone down. Tempest getting popped off there, but Haas is pushing in.
Yeah, Planetary Fortress helping to deal with that ground army. Finally, the mines burrow and do take out a bunch of these Stalkers. Hellbat trying to fight actually doesn't do too well in that situation, as you can see. 195 to 161 supply. SuperNova does not have the money to do much of anything right now. He definitely can't replace all of his battle cruisers if he loses them here.
No, he definitely can. I mean, taking this base for him is massively important, but he still really needs to do something because Haas has gotten 2 extra bases of economy compared to SuperNova, so he needs to play like what? There's like 6k or 10k resources at a base or something, so SuperNova needs to have like 20,000 more resources killed of Haas's than his. So he needs to be careful. Loses a BC here, which is absolutely huge. Gonna lose. Well, he forces to blink out there, but this is looking pretty rough for SuperNova right now. He's trying his best. Stalkers are going to eat some mine shots, but good blinks by Haas. More mines are gonna pop out. SuperNova gonna bury them right away. I mean, they're gonna punish these. Oh, Haas,
the blink
though. He's
the
microing
blink.
this, and he's just pulling SuperNova out of position. I mean, SuperNova's still got this base in the bottom right, but mines are forced to come back. Haas is just trading efficiently. Look at this. SuperNova now behind him, resources lost, and he can't play the resources lost game. I don't know what he's gonna have to do in order to win this game at this point. No, he's just gonna tap out. GG.
Yeah, what he had to do to win that game was nothing. There was nothing he was going to do.
Yeah, got too far ahead there. But, I mean, that was just game number 1, guys.
It's a best of 5 coming up. We are not anywhere near done with that series at all. But, yeah, I mean, just has some mech and said, oh, I know how to deal with mech. We're just going to be patient here. We're going to deal with the battlecruiser hits. We're going to make some Tempests, some Stalkers, get some Immortals in there too, warping Zealots when we need to. And then just kind of slowly starve the Terran player out, get up 8 bases, and call it good. It was a good game plan. It was executed perfectly by Haz.
Okay. All right, just give me a second there while we get everything sorted. Okay. Alrighty, so the next map is going to be Blue Shift.
Indeed it is. A fairly standard map. I haven't really found anything that's too insane to talk about when it comes to Blue Shift, which is weird because Red Shift, the map that it kind of replaced in name, is a crazy map with a lot of weird stuff going on. So Blue Shift's just kind of a thumbs its nose at everybody.
I have got something to say about Blue Shift, actually.
Ooh, all right, let's go.
Terrans, SuperNova picked this map, and a lot of Terrans mech on this map. I mean, more so in TvZ, obviously, but you think for a small map, Terrans generally don't want to mech on it, but the 4 bases are very easy to secure for a meching player. And so, I mean, if you want to mech on a map, Blue Shift's honestly not that bad of a map.
Fair enough.
We may see SuperNova go for that again. Alrighty, we're just trying to get everyone into the lobby here. But yeah, thanks to everyone for tuning into this stream.
Yeah, welcome aboard. Happy to have you here either for your late evening in the United States or morning time in Korea or somewhere in between if you're in Europe or Africa or South America.
Alrighty, both these guys are ready, so we're going to load on into it. And keep in mind, guys, this is the second best of 5. After this, we're going to have, I think, probably a very high-level match, Cure versus Solar. And then after that, we're going to have Fantasy versus Hurricane. So a lot of great matches being played today.
Yeah, we've got a killer lineup here. What a fantastic group of players. Even if LaughNgamez didn't show up as he was supposed to, it is still a fantastic showing from the remaining players here.
Alrighty, but this guy, he managed to take the first map, sort of beating SuperNova at his own game. It's J-Team's Haas.
And in the top right-hand corner, it is the blue Terran player from Root Gaming, SuperNova.
Alrighty, now keep in mind that game started kind of wonky for SuperNova. I mean, I honestly forgot till I thought about it that SuperNova started with a failed proxy at the start of the game.
Indeed, that was so long ago. It was eons ago.
It was another lifetime ago almost, but this time Haas is moving out with a probe. I'm not sure if it's to scout, maybe for his own cheddar. I mean, it's gonna be finding a. Oh yeah, I think he's just scouting out from the looks of it, actually.
Yeah, I think he's just looking for proxy barracks from the opponent. Nothing much to see there. Got some questions in chat. And doing my best to answer those.
Yes. LaughNgamez didn't show up, for those of you that are unaware. Nice replaced him after 25 minutes of waiting, since LaughNgamez never did show up. So thanks to Nice for showing up, but Keen did advance 3-1 over Nice. Some great games, though.
Yeah, no complaints. No complaints at all. It was a 3-1, and somebody will look at that and say, that was a stomping, but man, it was close. There were some good fights in there for sure, and I feel like Nice could have won that series if a couple things had gone differently.
Who do you think, or I see this comment in chat, who do you guys think wins? I personally think Solar, but Cure 2-0'd him 2 days ago. I personally think whoever wins Solar versus Cure is the winner of the tournament.
Yes.
I mean, obviously upsets can happen, but as far as favorites go, those two guys going head to head. So I think if Solar was ever going to be dethroned, Cure would be the guy to do it. So I'm actually really excited for that match, but I'm also excited for this one. And Haas is moving across the map with the Zealot.
Yeah, Zealot pushing out, trying to get some stuff done. The Reaper's heading out the right side, the bottom path here, trying to get on and get some damage. He's going to pass in the night against that Zealot. It's going to delay. This natural base is how close to complete.
Yeah, this is a very nice build for Protoss on maps like Blue Shift because it just delays the CC for so long. And basically all Haas did was that he went for a Cyber Core before the Nexus, and that allows him to get out a Stalker or an Adept on this side of the map along with the Zealot. Look at this SCV just ringing around the Rosie for days.
Oh, well then the Adept shows up. No more ring around the Rosie for you. No more games at all. And look at the Reaper coming back to try to deal with this. The Adept needs to help out and shoo that Reaper away. Does manage to get the heck out of there. And yeah, it delays his natural by a little bit if you're Haas, but it delays the Terran natural by so long. Look at this.
Okay, now interestingly enough, SuperNova does have double Cyclone on the way. And I mean, you certainly got to have something to deal with Cyclones as Haas, so we'll see what they're able to get done, because I imagine SuperNova will move out on the map with them. And so Haas, he doesn't have a pylon at his natural yet, and SuperNova may turn the tides on him. Here, the Cyclone's going to be able to push this back.
Yeah, absolutely. You can't deal with two Cyclones with an Adept and a Zealot. Sorry. Micro potential too high there. Even if they don't do bonus damage versus the units, it's still just too much. Oracle pushing out here from Haas next. Another Oracle coming up back home too. I don't know about this versus Cyclones, man. Cyclones have that lock-on ability.
Yeah,
Oracle flying directly on in. Is there any anti-air at all?
There isn't. Yeah, SuperNova is just going to have to eat the losses here and really hope that he gets some counter damage done, which he very well may, because, I mean, only Oracles are out for Haas on his side of the map. He's getting out another Stalker, getting out another Oracle, but SuperNova is actually just pushing on in. Maybe he wants to engage this before Haas can take the engagement he wants. He's going to kite back with these Cyclones. Hellions are going to do tremendous versus the probes that were pulled. Pulling probes versus Hellions is always a dangerous game. Cyclones now dealing a lot of damage. Both these guys taking a lot of worker losses, but so far SuperNova taking half that Haas has. And I mean, Cyclone's going to lock onto this Oracle. Looks like the Oracle will survive there and the Cyclone be forced back, but maybe able to get some more workers killed. So this is looking pretty good for SuperNova, actually.
Yeah, not too shabby there from our Blue Terran player. Cyclone does get a Stalker before he's picked off by his friend Stalker. So a little bit of some revenge there, but still, Stalker count reduced just a tiny bit.
Okay, and now we're seeing Haas. I mean, he did keep one of the Oracles alive, which is very important. SuperNova following it up with a Cloaked Banshee, which is interesting to see here. Because, I mean, yeah, I mean, Oracles, obviously they're the revelation that Protoss needs, but sometimes, I mean, just having Oracles to deal with Cloaked Banshees isn't enough, but if Haas does scout it on the way, it will be very huge. And look at this, though, the Viking working away on these Oracles, but the Oracles do get 4 Marines there. Very nicely done.
Yeah, absolutely. Fantastic play from those Oracles. We, again, don't often see Oracles getting kills, but in the hands of somebody like Haas, they kind of turn into separate units.
Okay, now Pylon going up for Haas. He's really going to be turning on the aggression here. SuperNova, though, does have a bunker. Will have a tank popping out. As long as he repairs the bunker, he'll be in a fine situation, but these Oracles will add a lot of DPS to this attack, so we'll see. Is SuperNova going to get set up? Because another Stalker's warping in this tank. The positioning is actually going to be everything if SuperNova is ready for this. I mean, this is going to be a scary attack for sure.
It is, but the Viking is such a big deal. The Viking just forces these Oracles away so nicely.
Let's see, is SuperNova going to repair? I mean, he gets a bit of a heads up. This is coming. Repairing the bunker is absolutely everything. The tank will go down, but the bunker stands strong and Haas really can't push past this. SCV's got to make sure to hug this bunker properly. I mean, looks like Haas not getting too much, though. GG. SuperNova going to take it. Haas with the failed attack, and we've got a tied series.
Ho, ho, ho. That did not look good for SuperNova for a second there, but manages to hold fantastic SCV control there in that final battle. Loses the tank almost immediately, but keeps the bunker alive. As you said, that was so important to him.
Yeah,
fantastic
going for pushes like that is always, it's always so sort of risky for Protoss, because it either works or it sort of just gets absolutely destroyed. But and in that case, I mean, SuperNova was prepared. Haas didn't really have the tools to make a push like that happen. Next map, gonna be Dreamcatcher, which is Haas's pick.
Dreamcatcher. Yeah, it's a short rush distance. There's a lot of proxy potential out there. You can take sneaky gold bases. I am not surprised that Haas wanted to take that one for sure. Wow. All these games have been good. Fantastic. Fighting from everyone here.
Yeah, exactly. You know why they're good? Because it's Afreeca World, which is a good tournament.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Quality of player, all the difference in the world, turns out.
All right. So we'll get everyone into the lobby and get up to the next match.
Yeah, Dreamcatcher. When the map first came out, it kind of looked like a big old jellyfish in the middle of the map to me, and then somebody pointed out, hey, stupid, it says Dreamcatcher in the title of the map. And I was like, oh, yeah.
Yeah, I just always thought the map looked a little bit weird. I was like, I mean, I guess it's a Dreamcatcher, but why, though?
I don't know.
But, yeah, makers... no, I think it's quite an alright map. It's a little bit different, which is always nice.
Yeah, exactly. You have that big, wide open third that is so hard to defend from any race. You got those crazy berms all over. I call them berms. I don't know what else to call them. You can kind of set up tanks on the other side of them. It's hard to get melee attacks onto those without going the long way around. It's just, they have some things on this map you don't see really anywhere else in map making, and yet it's balanced. No one complains about it. I'm not sure anybody has it vetoed. As far as I know, I don't hear complaints about it from anybody that I know. So, good job, Dreamcatcher map designer.
Good job. I assume it was probably made by the guy who makes all the maps, like Avex or something. But,
yeah.
I think it was, but here we are. It's a best of 5, currently tied 1-1, which makes my life easy setting the scoreboard. Spawning down in the bottom right-hand side of the map, playing for Team Root, it's SuperNova.
And spotting in the top left, hailing from Taiwan, it's the Blue Protoss player, Haas.
Alrighty. J-Team's Haas, I mean, he's a WCS runner-up, so he really wants to beat SuperNova here. I mean,
can't argue with that. Wanting to win StarCraft is something I can definitely relate to.
Yeah, okay, I guess that's a perfectly valid point. But yeah, I mean, Haas is a very high-level player. He recently had his breakout and whatnot. But, I mean, even if you're one of these guys that has a breakout, has a good tournament run, you're still mortal. It's not like you become an instant god or anything like that once you pass the round of 4 in a WCS event. So, SuperNova. Yeah. And he's showing that Haas can indeed bleed, but Haas is going to try and make SuperNova bleed with this proxy pylon, I'm guessing.
He's working on it. But yeah, I mean, you look at Cyril, who's absolutely ruffle stomping everybody in WCS events. You go back and look at him, he drops maps. He gets beat during that course. He's not running through these WCS titles unscathed. So yeah, you definitely want to watch these games because you never know. Cyril can go down, Haas can go down. Favoring matters. I think a Ligulac would say that Haas is the favored player here, but SuperNova held that exceptionally well, and now we're tied up 1-1. All right, so Reaper here coming up. Reaper expand normal stuff. Probe here trying to harass that SCV building. Is going to pause the construction a little bit. SCV drilling, fighting. Another SCV pulled off the line here to finish that thing, and that gateway is just about complete. What you don't want to do if you're the probe is pull the SCV.
Yeah,
scout
for
that
sure.
forward gateway.
Is he though?
Avoid it.
No, okay, he's leading him astray. But yeah, this is actually really good for the Protoss player. If just delaying that CC just a little bit can be huge for rushes like this. It can make or break them. And look at this, SuperNova, he's busy chasing down this probe. So pulling the Reaper out of position, the probe the SCV actually dies. So
and the probe goes down in revenge.
Yeah, exactly. But SuperNova is going into a reactor behind this, but soon he's going to have a stalker showing up on his door, and you just say, oh dear. Pretty much as a Terran, you're like, oh, okay.
Oh, I
guess I can't build my command center. I guess I can't get rid of this stalker, and now we'll see. This reactor is going to be under fire, and I mean, they don't.
I think it's going to lose. He can't save it.
Yeah, no, you cannot repair building add-ons as Terran, and I mean, Reaper's coming back with SuperNova. I think he's going to have to cancel that. Oh, it actually just goes down, which is nice. And 3 stalkers are here. We got to see a Cyclone started for SuperNova. That's sort of the magical push everything back unit for Terran, but a depot going down. Haas looking for another depot. I don't think SuperNova can afford to lose that, but no SCVs pulled to repair it, so SuperNova gonna better start building even more depots here. And then the third CC is also the second CC is also being delayed, pardon me.
He is supply block, natural base, warping in quite nicely back home. It has...
Oh, this third.
got
SuperNova needs to save this. He needs to go now. Might actually be a little bit too late. Haas is just focusing this down. Yeah, it's actually going to be canceled. SuperNova, that was a kill, not a cancel. GG.
Oh.
Haas going to take it. I mean, SuperNova was in a pretty rough situation there.
You get a 35-minute macro-style PvT for Game 1, and Games 2 and 6 minutes each. That's fantastic play. What a build. Protoss players, if you're watching this, that's fantastic. Bring the probe down, harass the SCV, building the command center a little bit. Got that forward gateway, get a stalker in, get a zealot in, slow it down, and keep that push happening. Shoot. What a game for sure. I am just super impressed with Haz in that game. That was clinical.
Okay, what was the final map? The next map, we actually don't know.
I'll have to find out. Ah, SuperNova says acid plant. So it's going to be acid plant. A fairly standard map, really. That said, Haz can cheese any map. I don't think there's a single map where he wouldn't do it. Although, Darkness Sanctuary, when it was a thing, 4-player huge map, kind of hard to cheese. If you can't find your opponent fast enough, it's kind of hard to throw up forward pylons and gateways and whatnot.
That is very true. Alrighty, so we will load into the next map. Thanks to everyone for tuning in to this Afreeca World. If you're enjoying it, make sure to leave a favorite on the channel and whatnot. And you can also follow me and Falcon Paladin on Twitter.
Yeah, actually, somebody pointed out that the URL from our YouTube channel is not correct. It's not, user. It's not user Falcon Paladin. It's just / Falcon Paladin.
Oh, look at Mr. Fancy Pants over here. I will correct that. Sorry.
I didn't think that was fancy.
Does it still not link to it? Just
no, if you try user, somebody tried it in chat and they were like, that doesn't go anywhere, dude. And I was like, oh, I didn't know that. I thought user would work. Yeah, these guys, Stinky Dude and Yawgmoth here in chat, talking about Magic the Gathering right now. They were chatting about StarCraft a second ago.
Okay, as long as they were talking about StarCraft at some point.
They were asking, did Leonark already play? Are we still going to get Cure? They're excited.
Yeah, we're going to get Cure for sure.
Mm-hmm. That's what I told them. I said,
let's
absolutely.
Get rid of that user in your URL. Oh, actually, oh, pardon me. So you needed the user added.
No, I don't. No user. Just youtube.com/Falcon Paladin.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it was like that, I believe.
It's not what I'm looking at.
Huh.
Oh, in it's like, you know how it has that broadcast thing on the chat that shows Twitter?
Okay, it's that's wrong. I will correct that.
That's what it is.
Fix that. There we are. Okay, let's just make sure everyone's ready and then get into the next game. I mean, SuperNova going to be up against the ropes, but actually got to make sure that Haas is in position. Not nice there.
He was going to fight nice there for a second.
Could he really tell the difference after the games we saw from Nice today? People could think he'd be Haas.
Absolutely. I mean, it's, yeah.
Alrighty, both these guys are ready. But yeah, if you guys do want to see any of the VODs for this tournament, they will be on YouTube at some point. Alrighty, but here we are.
We made it.
We did indeed. Spawning down in the bottom right-hand side of the map. He needs one more win and he advances to the round of 4. It's J-Team's Haas.
And spawning in the top left, Root Gaming, the Red Terran player. His name is SuperNova.
Alrighty. So we'll see what exactly SuperNova is gonna go. Interestingly enough, I mean, the one game that he did win was the game that he rushed. And then one of the games Haas won was the game that he sort of macroed up in, which is, there's some irony about that.
Absolutely. Probe look, checking for those proxies.
Yeah, now, yeah, we'll see. SuperNova is going to be proxying. Right in front of the gold base. Now we'll see whether Haas is going to scout that. He checks one of the gold bases, not the other just yet. But it's not a CC building at that gold base, make no mistake.
No.
Oh, Haas is being pretty meticulous about his scouting, but not going to see it, though. Just heading into the main.
God, I've been there. I've really felt like the Terran is proxying something, and I've scouted so well and just barely missed the barracks.
Yeah, and then
Such
you go and check
feeling.
the replay and you say, well, I guess that's that.
Yeah, it was like pixels away from seeing it. That's the worst feeling. All right, so probe comes in and says, now there's definitely a proxy somewhere. I didn't find it, but that doesn't mean it's not there somewhere. There's your factory coming up next of all, not bothering with Marines. Oh, there we go. Marine production has begun. Just to try to protect it, I'd assume, from the probe coming up to try to shut that thing down eventually.
Yeah, that's interesting from SuperNova, but also pretty important for him to do that. So probably just going to be reactor right after this, if I had to guess. Now, we'll see. Could be like a Cyclone mine push, perhaps.
Yeah, definitely got that reactor coming up, which is just so nice. Such a beautiful addition to StarCraft, is this double pumping off of a building concept.
Certainly is. Now, Haas is still scouting out for this pro. I mean, he's going to get written up or something because he's not doing his job here finding this. I mean, Haas knows that he has to play safe at this point, but it's a lot nicer when you know exactly what's heading your way. And he will find... Oh no, is he actually going to be able to block this? This could actually just be GG. Look at this. Oh no. Oh my god. Does SuperNova just GG? And the stalker lands. Oh my god, the probe, the last minute clutch. SuperNova not going to be happy about that.
He could have not been a second
Where was
later.
that Marine? He was supposed to be guarding it, but he just went home instead.
He couldn't have stopped the pylon, though.
Well, he could have intercepted the probe, perhaps. But
yeah,
he really didn't do his job there.
Wow.
That's just wow. Oh my god, the gateway. Oz really just throwing salt in the wound of SuperNova. And oh my god. Oz, what a legend. I mean, there's no SCVs to repair this, and Stalkers do out microcyclones. I think, has Oz just done this? I mean, there's the Medivac, which can save that, which is pretty important. He saves the SCV-2, can go off to repair, but the shield battery's going to get up. Another Cyclone will pop out, but this is just oh my god. SuperNova, I think he's just done.
Yeah, can you recover from just losing your factory and your shield battery healing stuff?
SuperNova needs to focus down that shield battery, I guess. But there's an immortal here now.
Medivac goes down. Oh gosh.
Oh, there goes the Medivac too. Yeah, I think Haas just did it.
Marines getting killed here. Now the buildings are in trouble. Immortals do so much damage.
I mean, Haas is still on one base. Liberator gonna pop out. SuperNova needs to rally that properly. If Haas gets that, it would be huge for him. Liberator will escape. Buildings now floating across the map, but as far as production back at home goes, SuperNova started a CC. And he has nothing else. So Haas can just go across the map and kill SuperNova here, I think. There's an immortal that pops out. GG. Haas takes it 3-1 versus SuperNova. Hey, at least we got our one long mech game.
We got our one incredibly long mech game. That was so much fun. But yeah, these little short, snappy ones are also pretty darn entertaining.
that pylon. That's got to be like the greatest pylon of all time.